Hey guys, today I'm going to be storing my tomato cages. I dug up, pulled out the tomatoes. Before I go and discuss the tomato cages, just wanted to give a quick review to using hay as a weed suppressor. It did pretty good. I mean, I just have a little bit of weeds here and there throughout this row. I know I haven't really came out here and did any weeding in the last month and a half, so considering that's all I have here, mostly is over here along the edge where there's not as much, it's been pretty good. Also, these tomatoes, they were still flowering. I don't know if they were actual determinate or not. I don't, maybe some of you guys that have grown determinants more often will know a little bit more if they just, some of them just keep going anyway, or what. But you can also see I just cut these. You might be able to see here they're dripping water out of the stalks here. They're still sucking up water. Alright, so real quickly, just kind of looking over how I did these cages. I used a T-post every cage on the outsides. The cages are approximately 21 inches in diameter, which is actually perfect for tomato spacing. You can have each of these cages tied twice to one post, which keeps them really sturdy. And they don't really move. You probably have your tomatoes still standing in a hurricane. But I just tied them twice. I had some of this wire stuff. I tried using that. Took too long, so I went and started using some zip ties. Just twice. Just two. One at the top and one at the bottom. So, and you also see I have these loops here all the way up. I keep these loops close as possible to this post. You don't want them out here in the middle where you're going to be reaching in. So keep them close to the post. That way you don't get cut on them. These will be how I use these, so I can take them apart and store them a little better. So I'm going to go ahead and get all these taken off, and I'll show you them when I store them. And all right, here we are. This is how you do not store tomato cages, the Remesh tomato cages. As you can see, this is taking up a very large spot here. And this is a 5-foot cage. We're over 5 foot tall here. And this is the actual biggest complaint that I've found about these cages is they don't store very small. Well, I have a solution that I hope fixes that problem. Now, a lot of people will tie these together permanently so they don't easily come apart. Some people make some cages smaller than the others. That way they can fit maybe 2 or 3 inside one and still store, but that still takes up a lot of space. So we're going to try to reduce this down. Let me show you real quickly how I take them apart too, if I can do that with one hand. Alright, so I'll be right back. Alright, let's see if I can take these apart with just one hand. You might want to use gloves as well if you're doing this. But you see all you got to do is squeeze them together here. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do this with one hand. Just push it. And here, so kind of squeeze a little bit going down. Maybe push down a little bit, loosen it up. Comes off. Now, if I can do this with one hand, anybody can do it easy, no problem. A little bit stubborn. Mostly at the ends it binds up a little bit. But you see, right there. One more, probably here. There it is. We're loose. Okay. Alright, so I couldn't do it with one hand very well. Here's the finished result after they're apart. It's just a big open kind of C looking thing. So I'm going to open them all up and put them all inside this and then stand them up. Let's see how it looks once we're done. Alright, so here we are. This is what the result is. All 11 tomato cages in this little spot. I don't know if I'd call it little. I had a little bit different idea in mind. I don't think it would have worked out very easily. I was going to try to roll them out flat and store them flat, but they don't really bend very well that going flat. So this is quite a bit smaller. It's a good little storage spot. And just put on some scrap 4x4s down here and just sit there. Alright, I hope this helps you have an idea of how to store your Remesh tomato cages and to help take up less space versus just leaving them connected together and stacking them somewhere. Alright, hope this helps. Have a good day.